welcome in. And I'll get straight to the point. I do not think Loki is nearly as strong as people think, and I think he's actually one of the more balanced supports. Now you might hear that and say, whoa, what are you talking about? Well, let me explain, because every good discussion, every good revelation is created by discussion and brought by ideas. And this is what I think, as a number 49 Loki in the entire world, a consistent top 500 Loki as well, every single season. I've always been high celestial every single season. I've been so close to eternity. But anyway, first I'll start on the strengths of Loki, because he is a pretty strong character in the majority of seasons. Now, throughout season 0, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, he was meta. I'll admit that. He was either the best support or the second best support, right behind Luna, no matter who you really talked to. But in season 4, he really took a hit. Reduced mystical missile damage dealt by Loki and his illusions to enemies from 30 to 25, then reduced Loki's damage and healing ratio from 100% to 80%. So Loki's damage himself goes down by 5 points, and then his illusions damage and healing goes down by 20%. And then on top of that, his shapeshift result goes from 15 seconds to 12. And if using an active duration ability like Lunasnull Ultimate, it reduces the shapeshift period after the ability ends from 5 seconds to 3. They completely gutted him in season 4. He was not good. They didn't change him at all for season 4.5, and then they buffed him again in season 5. Buffed his health from 250 to 275, and adjusted the fall off from his damage from 50% to 80% past 3 meters. And then they gave plus 10 health per direct hit. And after that, he went back in the meta. He was only meta because of how strong Gamma and Invis were when they got their buffs. And as a Loki main myself, I mean, my whole branding has been pretty much Loki as Loki main. He has consistently been strong.
Good point. Maybe I should add Ziyong to increase all your cooldowns.
No, Guang, that's fine. You don't need to nerf his cooldowns again. You already did for his runes. It's already 30 seconds. You don't need to do that anymore. Okay. Anyway, now to go into the little bad side of Loki. I don't want Guang on my back anymore. Trust me. Okay, just going down the list of vanguards right now. Who benefits from Loki the most? Doctor Strange. He can build up his E burst from Loki illusions. Rogue can steal runes from Loki illusions. All versions of Deadpool can build up their style meter of their ult by Loki illusions, and can get upgrades, at least progress the upgrade bar, by shooting Loki illusions. Thor, and I may be wrong about this, can get rune charges from using his E ability on Loki illusions. Venom, and I may be wrong about this, can get overshield on his ult from Loki illusions. Black Panther, now on to-do list, can mark Loki illusions and can get free refreshes on them. Blade can lifesteal off of Loki illusions. Daredevil can only mark the real Loki and not the illusions. Elsa can use her right click to deal damage to Loki illusions and have it spread throughout them. If Hela kills a Loki illusion, her passive makes it explode with a bird. Magic can get bonus shield from Loki illusions. Moon Knight can use Loki illusions as an Unk. Namor Squids can auto-target Loki runes and not anybody underneath them. Phoenix, her ult can destroy every Loki illusion in sight along with runes. Punisher's ult, I believe, doesn't target Loki illusions with his rockets. Spider-Man can teleport with you with Loki's teleport. Along with, I don't think you can mark Loki illusions with his webs. Storm can build charges off of Loki illusions. Winter Soldier can get refreshes on his ult from Loki illusions. Wolverine, with his Phoenix ability, can get lifesteal off of Loki illusions. And White Fox, her primary, can bounce throughout Loki illusions. And I probably missed a few as well, just skimming through the characters. There's so many benefits of shooting something that cannot move, cannot get healed. There's so many benefits to it. There's so many counters, more so that I didn't list. Like, Punisher is a good counter to Loki. You might be asking, well, why is that? I mean, he doesn't really have anything as Kit that does anything to him, right? Well, other than Punisher can only see Loki through walls, because, you know, when he switches weapons, he can see enemies, but he doesn't see Loki illusions, so, you know, he knows which one's the real Loki. He can just look past the entire enemy team and just shred the Loki illusions. Pretty much any hit scan. Oh, also, Phoenix, with her passive, which after bursts, he gets healed, I think around like 20 every couple seconds. That can stack, she can burst on Loki illusions, and anyone that really can reach, that doesn't have a melee brawl playstyle. If they just target Loki illusions, Loki's useless. His healing on his own without any abilities is horrible. And now people are always saying like he's very good right now. He's a sleeper pick. Why are people banning Cloak and Dagger over him? And I'll say this, he has so many counters that people who never play him will never understand how many there are. I have played him since season 0, throughout the highs, throughout the lows, throughout pretty much everything. Loki is as balanced as a support as you get in a support role. Is he powerful if set up correctly? Yes. But it's just like saying this, oh, the Hela up on high ground keeps picking us off. Okay, target her. No, we just need to nerf her to the ground because she's unkillable. While I do agree Hela is pretty strong and does need nerfs and no more buffs, that's not the reason you're getting picked off right now. It's because nobody is targeting her. You're letting her have free reign up there, targeting your teammates. Nobody's pressuring her. Nobody is really forcing her into an uncomfortable situation. Nobody's taking away her value. And the same is with Loki, except it's way more amplified. Loki is only as good as the person playing him and how strategic they are and how bad the enemy team is. If the enemy team knows how to counter Loki, yeah, good luck. Like, I wish you luck if you are playing against people who know how to play against Lokis. But against people who don't know how to play against Lokis, who think he's immortal, doesn't have any counters, you will feast. This is Loki right now. He's either a feast or famine type character. A lot of dives benefit off of him. I just listed a few like Magic and Black Panther and Spider-Man. That's like half the cast right there of dive characters, or at least globally agreed upon dive characters. So why is this narrative that he's so overpowered that he can't be killed, etc.? He is, I mean, fragile to say the least. Sure, he has ruins, but that's his only real reliable self-heal. Cloak and Dagger has her bubble, I think every 8 seconds, I would say. Invis has her shield regenerated every 10 seconds, I want to say, also around that range. Gambit has his cards every once in a while. Adam can get his self-heal very quickly if he gets headshots. Jeff has his bubble and swim, which are very reliable, etc. I can list out the whole support cast, but I won't. But you get the picture, at least part of the picture. Loki, his only really self-heal outside of his runes, which are on a 30-second cooldown, mind you, people can get their ults quicker than he gets an ability back. But anyway, his only reliable self-heal is his right click, which is his invisibility, which doesn't heal him really at all. I only do it when I'm out of battle, and I only need maybe like 10 HP, 20 HP back, just as a failsafe if I get a bunch of burst damage. I never use it for self-heal because guess what? If you aren't healing your team, they are going to fall down. If your team gets pushed back because you're invisible and your other support can't help you right now and you're self-healing, not only is your team getting pushed back, but your setup with your illusions is getting destroyed. What if you don't have those illusions back already? Well, you're getting pushed back repeatedly. You're on a downward spiral right now, a snowball effect. If you place an illusion now, you're probably going to get steamrolled because your team is already pushed back, holding S, getting a bunch of damage. They're just going to hold S even more, and you either need to place super back or place your illusions very high up, which are very vulnerable to enemy attacks. There's a common narrative, oh, just place your illusions high up or off to the side. Well, it's not going to work because high up, okay, longer time until your heals get to the enemy team. Not to mention, any hit scan can just 2-tap them. Okay, now what about off to the side? Maybe behind a wall, okay, that limits of how far your illusions can actually shoot. And if your team pushes up and gets actual momentum, then guess what? Well, you have to replace your illusions. What if the enemy team starts pushing back right now again? Oh, illusions get destroyed. Not to mention, you're pretty much dead if a Moon Knight unks you next to your illusions with a right click, left click combo and just melts you. And I'll end the video on saying this, because I know I've talked a lot, and hopefully you actually start seeing my side with this. Loki right now is only ever as good as the strongest support. That is his maximum right now. Right now it's probably Gambit or Cloak and Dagger, which I don't really agree Cloak and Dagger is all that good. Her burst healing is nothing, or at least next to nothing. She's only as good as her abilities make her to be. But anyway, he will only be as good as meta strong supports. Him on his own, his ult is severely reliant on having good support ults in the team fight, which if your other support dies, good luck. If your any of these supports are not really running anything that's, let's say like a white box Ultron, yeah, good luck taking any of those. Those are horrible support ults, especially for Loki to take. And he is the only ult in the game which you can mess up by choosing the wrong person. Sure, as Deadpool you can say that, but with Deadpool, if you target a Groot instead of a Moon Knight, okay, you're still healing your team. With Loki, if you choose a Groot over, I don't know, a Cloak and Dagger, you're heavily messing up. You're gonna lose that team fight 100%. There's a reason they have an option in the menu to do do that. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video. See ya.